Hey there gang, time for another comic book video. I have been given this box of comic books to grade for sale on eBay, and I have no idea what is inside. We'll make that discovery together, so if you like comic books, stick around. We're going to have some fun. Hey there, Bubby. Welcome to Shanghai. My name is Duke, and this is an unboxing video. I have been given this box of comic books to grade for sale on eBay. The seller name is dotcomcomics, and I have no idea what has been sorted into this box. I mean, I've got a general idea. I know that when we get a collection, the big books are sent to CGC, and those are auctioned off on a site called comiclink.com. And I know that, the smaller books, meaning, the $1, $2, $5 books, those have been set aside to be sold on eBay in multi-book lots, or they're sold in our store, dotcomcomics, in Freeport, Maine. But the books that we would expect to sell for between $10 and $100 on eBay, those end up here on my desk, and I'm the one who gets to grade those for you. So if you buy something from dotcomcomics and you don't like the grade, well, by golly, I'm the fella you're mad at. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we've got to work with here today. And I don't know, this box here, as you look at it, it's got the feel to me like we're going to get a big run of something. It's all bagged and boarded and nice and neat, and it's looking very bronze or copper age to me, as we see right here at the top, X-Men Annual 14, and that's the first appearance of Gambit. Not Uncanny X-Men 266, as is often touted, but this book right here is the first official Gambit. Some people call it a cameo, but such as it is. Here is Amazing Spider-Man 131, Doc Ock and Aunt May getting married, Molten Man in 132. This is different. This is fairly recent. Well, this is probably, what, 90s, early 2000s? I don't know why this book is in here. It must be something special. I can't imagine. Why would this sell for $10 or more? The boss must have known. He must have put it in here for a reason. I'll have to look it up and see what is special about that. Here's another one. Number 56. And this is like the third or fourth volume of Moon Knight. The first issue of the first volume has gone nuts over the last, I don't know, year and a half. And in high grade, like 8 or higher, that's a $40, $50 book. But, and here's 59. I genuinely don't know what makes these particular books valuable. 60. I mean, I would have presumed, if I had found these in a box, that they were basically dollar books. I would have, left to my own devices, I would have put these in a dollar box. So I'm curious to look these up and find out what the issue is. Hey, here's the Molten Man back again. 133, that is a nice cover. Spidey 136, 138, 139, Grizzly. Those are all books that we see fairly often. And I feel like that might be the state of this box. Let's grab another stack here. This whole box could be stuff we're used to seeing. 140, or at least stuff I'm used to seeing, 3 or 4 times a week. Maybe if you don't watch that many of my videos. Of course, I could be giving away the goods here and telling you what you would see 3 or 4 times a week if you watched all my videos. 146. Here is the Tarantula. I don't know if that's a second or third appearance. I think it's the second. I'm back. The Jackal. Spidey v. Spidey. 150. Spidey v. Everyone. Although it's all in his head. 152. The Shocker. And Spidey, as I've told you before, is a solid seller. All the way up until about 212 or so. No hesitancy to put almost any book up as a single. I mean, later on, as you get closer, to 200, and above, you know, you want them to be higher grade, but these all look to be 7.75s anyway. It's a nice cover, Doc Ock. 161 with Nightcrawler, an early appearance outside of the X books. 177, 180. And this is a different Goblin, if I recall correctly. It's not Harry or Norman Osborn. It's somebody else, I think. Can't quite remember. The White Dragon, not the White Tiger, but the White Dragon. Spidey graduates from college. I think it's college. Or is it high school? No, I think it's college. I think it's college. This is a nice two-part story, part of it anyway, by John Byrne. So Byrne didn't draw Spidey a whole lot, but that was nice. Here's 200. I remember this book was kind of a big deal when I was a kid. Good luck getting to issue 200 on any series today. You can't go 12 issues before they want to reboot it. Here's Punisher in 201. The first Madam Web in 210. The first Hydro Man in 212. It's another Madam Web in 229. And some Juggernaut action in 230. All right, I wonder if this whole box is going to be Spider-Man. What do you think? What do you think? Let's keep on plugging away and see what we've got. Here's Puma, the first Puma, I believe. This is in the black costume phase. This is the first Silver Sable. And now we're switching gears over to the X-Men. These should all do well. They look fairly high grade. Classic Cockrum cover. 127, Proteus. 128, Moria Taggart. Sorry. White Queen, 131. 132, the Hellfire Club. 135, Dark Phoenix crushing the logo. 136, thinking here she crushes an entire planet. 137, she dies dead. 138, Cyclops is sad, leaves the team. He'll be back. 139, Kitty Pryde. 140, Wendigo, little Alpha Flight action. Here's the classic Days of Future Past story, 141. And here is the second part, 142. And the most amazing thing about this is one of the all-time classic comic book stories, and it's just 2 issues. I mean, can you imagine if Marvel did a story like this today? Well, of course, they have retold the story about, 15 times. But they couldn't do it in less than 15 issues today. And each issue would be so decompressed, it would read in about 7 minutes. But back then, you could read a story in, a full, complete story in just 2 issues. And I'm convinced that's part of the reason why the comic book market continues to shrink. Because when a story goes for 15 issues at $4 a pop, that's quite an investment in cash. And frankly, it's not like a 15-episode TV series like a season of Game of Thrones where you're getting it every week. I mean, 15 issues, monthly issues, that's like a year and a half. And I don't know about you, but I'm busy. I can't remember, by chapter 8 or 9 what happened in chapter 1, especially when books today, comics today are not written with new readers in mind, with the idea that every issue is going to be somebody's first, and to kind of catch you up. And yes, I know there was always the knock that comics always did that catching up clumsily through exposition, and that's true enough, but it is part of the form. And when you go a full month between chapters of a story, you do need to kind of catch up the reader. And so I lose patience when you've got, pages that are just 2 or 3 panels, and have like, fewer than 40 words on an entire page, and the book reads in 7 minutes, and it's going to take a year and a half of my time to get this full story. It's no wonder that you're down to just a really hardcore group of fanboys still reading these things. Anyway, rant over. Set phasers to kill. Here's some Dazzler action at 130. First Dazzler. 117. 114. 112. This was my first issue as a kid. I've told you that before. And this here is a little bit special because this is Frank Miller's first crack at drawing Daredevil. So there you go. That's what makes that book particularly valuable. Captain America and the Falcon. Captain America and the Punisher. This is popular because of the cover. This is another one, actually, 275, that's pretty popular. And the Mike Zeck era on Cap sells pretty well. But this one goes, I think, really just because of that awesome Zeck cover. 332. So this is in the era where Cap gives up, like, again, for like the second or third or fourth time that he gives up being Captain America. But I think some one of these is first appearance of John Walker. Here is some Flag Smasher action. So prices on these are all driven by the recent Disney Plus series. I think this one, 323, is actually the first John Walker as Cap. And we've got 2 of them, both the direct sales version. Let's see what else we have. Looks like some more Cap. So there's John Walker and his Bucky, whose name I forget. Or is that John Walker? I think it is. Well, they went through a couple of Caps in this time frame. And this might be his first appearance as USA agent, maybe. I think that's what that one's a big deal about. And here in the Bloodstone era, 360, I think this is the first Crossbones, maybe? Longshot, great Art Adams series. Art Adams has a nice little Instagram channel where he shows a lot of artwork in progress. So yeah, that's kind of worth checking out. Number 2. Is that all I guess that's all we have of that series. Huh. Some Walt Simonson Thor. There's 365. Silver Surfer number 1. I think that's like volume 3. G.I. Joe Yearbook number 1. Everything you need to know about America's favorite heroes. This is the second appearance of Scott Lang as Ant-Man. This is another one that was just a 2-part story, and by golly, it got it done in just 2 issues. Here's some Thanos action. I don't know that Thanos is quite as hot as he was now that the Endgame hysteria has died down. But still holding steady, I guess. 66. Why is this one? I think this is a, maybe this is a Sabretooth appearance. I'll have to look it up. Can't exactly remember what's special about that one. Definitely don't know what's special about Web of Spider-Man number 70, except that it's Spidey hulking out. Bum, bum, bum. Here's another Web of Spider-Man number 36. Freak Out. PH. And I don't know why that's, again, that's something else I would have thrown right in the dollar box if it had been left to me. Alpha Flight 51, that's definitely something I would have put in the dollar box. I would have put it in the quarter box. Why is this a single? This one I know, New Mutants 26, First Legion. Avengers West Coast. This stuff, this was dollar box stuff, but Following the WandaVision series, a lot of these have taken off. Here's number 62. Felt like there was something in there, but I guess not. Ren and Stimpy. Man, does anybody even know who Ren and Stimpy are anymore? I mean, they're something that, boy, they really came and went, didn't they? I think if you're of a certain age, you still remember Ren and Stimpy fondly, but I think if you went to your typical 20-year-old and asked them who Ren and Stimpy are, they would probably look at you as blankly as if you asked them who Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch were. or Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, or H.R. Puffin stuff. Actually, any Sid and Marty Krofft thing. Clue Club. I'm dating myself. Let's see. Magnus, Robot Fighter, number 12. And I think that's something else I would have thought was a dollar book. I know it's got Turok in it, but don't know what the issue is there. Another one I'll have to look up. All right, now we're backing into the Silver Age. X-Men 16, some Sentinel action. 17, None Shall Survive. I bet they do. 18, If Iceman Should Fail. Happy birthday. Sorry, I had a frosty moment there. I felt like I should explain that to you, where my mind went just there. You can tell I was an only child, right? Just kind of off in my own little world, enjoying my own little thoughts, usually out loud. So there's Mimic 19. Somebody, looks like Titanium Man, but it's probably not. Number 21. Looks like we've got some more Silver Age X-Men here. Number 24, The Locust. 25, El Tigra. And frankly, the X-Men weren't very good during this period. They weren't particularly well written. They weren't particularly well drawn. 26, Re-Enter the Mimic. Re-Enter the Mimic, the Super Adaptoid. Meccano. Frankenstein, or yes, I know, Frankenstein's monster. His name isn't really Frankenstein. Da-da-da. Subhuman. That's racist. Professor X, he dies. Guess what? He got better. This one's kind of beat up, but it's the end of the X-Men. Something else that happens about once a year. Nice, well, I'm not going to say that's a nice Steranko cover. It's kind of a weird Steranko cover, frankly. But I do like Steranko. Here's a really not well-drawn cover. I have pointed this out to you before. It's kind of tough to take. Here's some Neil Adams action. And so X-Men is one of the books that Neil Adams killed. X-Men, Dead Man, Green Lantern. Pretty much anything he was on was the kiss of death. 58, Cry Havoc. 59, Cyclops. Sauron in number 60. And this is it. This next one is the last stack in the box. Not a jack in the box, but a stack in the box. With a little bit of a different costume here for Angel. Unless it's just miscolored. I don't know. 61 anyway. Khazar. 65. And that would make the next one 66 against the Hulk. This was the last original issue until the new X-Men would appear in issue 94, following Giant Size Annual 1. So from 67 to 93, the book was all reprints, and here you go. So that's a reprint of an earlier issue. All of these are 80, 81, 57, 91. And here is actually, so this is what, the giant size, then 94, 95. So this is just the third appearance of the new X-Men. Yeah, I did have to do that math. And this one always cracks me up. I know I've pointed this out to you before, but I just never get tired of this, with this whole, oh no, somebody's going to die. Who could it possibly be? And over here in the logo, there's one cat who's missing. Who is it right there? Thunderbird. You can probably get an idea then. And then our last book in the box. This is actually a reprint of the Wolverine's first appearance in Incredible Hulk 181. And so yeah, if you can't afford Incredible Hulk 181, and really who can, you can get this book. And this probably won't go for 10 bucks, frankly. But you can at least read the story if you don't have it in any other form. But that's it. That's that box. I hope you enjoyed looking through those books with me. I'm going to get those graded up. They'll be up on eBay probably within a week or so. It always varies. I never know exactly. That's not my bailiwick. But you know, once I grade them, they kind of leave my my dominion. And I can't promise exactly when they'll go up, but usually it's a week or so. But again, these videos aren't really about selling you on the eBay, but just more sharing with you that joy of discovery and getting a chit-chat about comic books for a little while. So anyway, until the next video, I'll look forward to seeing you then. But until then, goodbye, good luck, and please be good to each other. That was a pretty crappy Kirk, wasn't it?